The Goldsarcophagus of Light has a major shake-up, along with some other interesting goodies. You guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So I happened to acquire this list. This evidently smashed an OCG local tournament, and this showcases Yugi's Goldsarcophagus basic engine. Basically what ends up happening here is you use the power of these two little dueling creatures here to basically start pressuring your opponent, because both of these cards are extremely broken. This is your spell negate, and then this ends up doing some little extra shenanigans for you as well. Plus, you start to get really big, and then you have interactions with these two cards in combination with these. And then, of course, you have Gandora, Giga Rays, Chungus, 10,000 Dragon here to basically aim to clean up a sort of problematic field that you might be having at the end of this. I think this deck it's actually extremely rare, in my opinion, to see a deck like this come out of nowhere and crush a competition. You know what I mean? But I think that people need to understand that something like Giga Gandora here, getting the chance to be a going second card, giving you the chance basically come out of nowhere and steal a game, is incredibly strong. And, you know, it's also Yugi's cards. Like, let's call it what it is at this point. You definitely enjoy seeing some of the more randomness that I feel like kind of comes out of this. So yeah, Gandora, the Dragon of Destruction out here, and of course Ties of Friendship, helping you actually get some places with a deck like this. I genuinely, I'm impressed. I just wanted to make a video showcasing, going, hey, you know, like, Yugi's deck actually did something. Like, you know, it's obviously Shifter's a big help of this, but you've got options available to you now to crush the competition. Next up here, I wanted to showcase OCG Flunderies for you today, because it's been a little while. Obviously, they don't have the new Cowtail spell card that the TCG just got, which kind of puts them at a little bit further behind than us. But they do have something that we don't have yet. Where there's a will, there's a way out. So remember, this broken thing says, during the main phase, the turn player can excavate cards from the top of their deck up to the number of cards their opponent controls. They add one of the excavated cards to their hand, and then they place the rest of the and one card from the hand on the bottom of the deck in any order. And this effect of where there's a will, there's a way out can only be used once per turn. And then once per turn during the end phase, if the turn player excavated 9 or more cards with this card's effect, they can activate this effect, shuffle all cards on the opponent's field and graveyard into the deck. Now, first of all, that secondary effect is nuts, but I don't foresee a place where any sort of person is going to be setting up into this. You know what I mean? Also, being able to just excavate maybe 6, 7 cards to look for a power out card to your opponent's field is suddenly going to be way more worth it. You know, getting those filtering options for these extra power cards, or looking for more outs for your opponent, I think is going to really, really, really put you into some interesting positions out here. And it's definitely worth it to see, you know, what a card like this can do. I mean, you're already playing Flunderies as it is. One extra tech choice can actually make or break, you know, your deck along the way. That's something that we've definitely learned out here. Flunder definitely needs some extra outs along the way, and this just gives you that extra chance. Okay. Centurion. You know, I will say that when you look at some of these Centurion lists at the moment, especially, you know, when you're dealing with Japan out here, you'll notice, wow, there's where's our Calamity in here? Come on, Robbie, where's the love for Calamity? Well, Calamity is gone. No Calamity for you right now. You do not get the chance to abuse the Calamity monster itself. Now, I will say, hey, you know, you do get access to this to make this, which I guess is kind of cool. But the problem was Arcolia doesn't really do enough to kind of fulfill this. I mean, face-up cards in spell trap card zone cannot be destroyed by card effects. And then once per turn, if this card is special summoned, you can add a Centurion card from your deck to your hand. During the end phase, you can place one non-synchro Centurion monster from graveyard banished from a face-up spell trap card zone as continuous trap. I mean, like, this is okay. And like your sub-support here, the Wake Up Centurion, if a face-up monster in your spell and trap card zone declare a level 1 through 4 or 8, and special summon a Centurion token with that level. It cannot be used as fusion or link material, and then during your main phase, you can banish this from graveyard, send a Centurion card from your deck to the graveyard, except for Wake Up Centurion, which is kind of cool. I mean, pretty dumping options. One of the other big things here with this particular build is you are playing the Snake Eyes package in here. I know that somebody's going to be like, do you really need to play the Snake Eyes package? I mean, it is free link climb fodder. Right now in this current format in Japan, you kind of have to find ways. You're kind of fighting fire with fire, literally at this point. You know, you're trying to find ways to make sure that you know, if my opponent's trying to do things, and you're relying on this. Also, I mean, Trudea is a bonfire target, so you know you're getting that in-house synergy just to make sure. Hey, you know, this is looking pretty good. Okay. Yes, the current state of Labyrinth in Japan. The big welcome, still barely walking around out here on semi-status. And I will say Labyrinth has not been doing good. This deck has been pushed around very, very badly. And it's not that it's doing its absolute worst, but this deck, it has now become apparent that we have a lot more issues with this than I think people kind of wanted to admit out here. Obviously, maybe on a more localized level, you can grind a little bit easier, but that's not always going to be the case. You're not always going to have a perfect run out here to be able to kind of clean up some of these, you know, competitions. And unfortunately, losing Big Welcome was a consistency hit. Also, Black Goat Laughs was one of the things that a lot of us were believing would keep Labyrinth alive. In the current TCG meta, Lab has fallen off. Like, Lab does not exist right now. Well, I mean, what are you going to do? Play Lab into Fire, a deck that just wants everything in its graveyard, and then it gets the chance to kind of capitalize on that. You do see that we do have the Dark World Puppetry here. Yes, you got to love the crazy value that this card gives you. 3 specific spot removal options out of your opponent's graveyard is incredibly strong when it needs to be. I also see we have different Dimension Ground, the ability for Labyrinth to pull this out and then start setting up, you know, a massive banish on the opponent. Should take care of pretty much all of the issues that Fire should necessarily be facing here. Outside of that, you have, because we are playing this weird 2-1 splash here, you do see a lot more of this extra deck kind of doing its thing along the way. So overall, I'm not the craziest fan of this list, but I understand they are trying some different options, which is good. Let's see here. We have, I see we have the Power of Noids for you today. And I wanna thank the power of Monster Gate and Reasoning here for being cards that do exist in massive numbers. Like, you're also playing a Sky Striker package in here, which is kind of cool. The Sky Striker package getting you access to this card, this card. You have all of these very strong cards, and then of course we're playing triple Void Blaze Up here. Just so you know, getting the free refilter your hand into something new. And then, of course, we're actually playing 2 copies of the Infernoid Barrier here. I'm a little bit hit or miss on this card, to be honest with you, but I do like the fact that this deck is taking advantage of actually playing the Sky Striker package. We saw some very early lists in a long time ago, that were filtering a lot more around with the idea of the Sky Striker package, and Engage is now at 3. I mean, look at this. Your deck is 31 spell cards. Like, you may as well play the Sky Striker stuff just so you can kind of high roll on into some of that advantage, just so you can kind of start to take it, you know. Also, I mean, the grass looks greener resolving. You're just like, oh, hey, you know, now we can go ahead and engage, go ahead and get whatever else we need, get a free draw out of the deck. The filtering options, personally, with this pile, seem way more insane than I think people are going to realize. So, overall, this is genuinely something interesting to see. So what do you guys think about these very interesting lists today? I'm very excited for this. So please, comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here. Later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.